The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the chasm. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet, I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous, unnamable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed the damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled, laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home. Claim your birthright and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows. You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember, there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell. But in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
With the queuing up of the epic music there. Well, it is night time. You have come out of the clearing of the Palm Forest. And there, ahead of you, in the distance are the ruins. One of your party members has had a little breakdown because things ain't like they were 1,533 years ago.
Yep. Oh, plus the dot times.
No, that includes that. Otherwise it's 1,327 years ago. That book of matches represents a horse and cart.
Pretty soon, I imagine it will just represent a cart.
I think it's appropriate that it's something that's flammable.
Now, in the midst of that, you heard a mighty roar that reverberated around the little clearing. So you've got your little forest behind you there. I haven't used the cardinal directions listed on the thing, so ignore that.
Yep.
They're off in that direction. S for soon, there's a bunch of wood there. And it sort of spreads out there, and there's a bit of a clearing here you're in. If you look up at the non-blurry map, you can easily see that you are in
There.
this area, and this would be the ruins there. A good hour or so away. Maybe more. Who knows? And and then like beating its wings and kicking up a lot of like sand and grit and making a lot of noise. The Warren like crunches down into the ground. Its wings fold up, and there's two little clawy things at the front just like claw into the earth, and leans forward and it roars. It is a great big, huge, big, large, big thing. Great big lizard, half tail, black and red stripes. It's got curled horns round there, and disturbingly its eyes glow with an orange-red light, meaning it doesn't have discernible eyeballs on account of the glow. Is anyone within provision currently hiding behind an obscuring man?
I'll be peering up from beside my obscuring cover.
with his wooden pauldrons. Okay. That doesn't help you in any way. Just thought I'd give you some hope.
Oh, okay.
There is none. You've lost.
No one will survive.
It claws at the ground some more. Its long tail lashing around, and you can see that it has like a scorpion-style stinger on the end of its tail. It lashes the air, and the tail slams into the ground, and it roars at you again. Horrifying big roar. It's big and horrifying. As it trails off with a hiss like steam from a kettle. What you need to do at the moment, Stump, is I believe you have this little character trait called Cowardice.
I do.
And you have to make a check.
I have to get under 15 in order to be able to act in any way positively towards the combat. And potentially, depending on the situation, I might flee. Okay, I'm good. 11. Whew. I will still be cowering behind Saphira. It's the safest place to be.
Your warrior friend is just like sliding rings on her fingers. This time, surely I will not be incapacitated for several weeks. Crack.
You fought this before?
Briefly.
So what's its weakness?
So Tassa's like... Yes, the creature paws... Those mini is in the air, it is not. Though it does occupy about those tiles, which is why the base is that big. The one thing that official D&D minis do is they make their bases the size of the tiles that the creature occupies. Even if they cheap out on the size of the creature.
I believe you were saying if its wings were spread, they would come to. Like
they would come out to there, yeah.
And on the other side, the same.
Nice. Does anyone have animal lore or anything like that they would be able to roll in order to?
I was wondering if there's anything I can roll to determine.
A skill challenge. Come up with the skill that you might be able to use to determine anything about your opponent.
Animal lore.
You have that?
Yes.
You may roll that.
I honestly, I could throw something stupid out there but I honestly don't think I have anything.
Get on.
Animal lore. You should actually check that more often.
I didn't mean to be using it more often.
A distant cousin of the dragon, the Wurren is a huge flying lizard with a poisonous stinger in its tail. This particular example is 35 feet long, red and black striped, and it's about half its length is tail. Its leathery bat-like wings are over 50 feet from tip to tip when fully spread. The head alone is 4 feet long and filled with long, sharp, pointy teeth. Unlike the dragon, it has only hind legs, using them in the same way a hunting bird would. The tip of the tail is a thick knot of cartilage from which a 2-foot-long stinger protrudes, but you can see all of that visually. With your role, you would know that Wurrens tend to be solitary, nesting only with a mate and young. They tend to like mountainsides that overlook forests, jungles, sometimes plains, and definitely orcs. Wurren makes its lair in large caverns that can be found in such places, striking out in its territory. If game is sparse, they will hunt with a small group of its own kind. Only young Wurrens attack others of their kind, usually to establish new territory. An adult Wurren consumes the equivalent of a man-sized or large creature once per day. This would translate to a horse, pig, or a handful of sheep, or say a foil-wrapped man. While it eats them whole, the bones are not digested, and neither are metal objects. The Wurren eats carrion only if desperate. The Wurren has no natural enemies, although it would not be a match for certain powerful creatures. It is noted for the foul taste of its flesh, so it's not good eating. They do not actually, however, seem to disfavor orc. It is also worth noting that with a dead-on animal lore knowledge, you would have heard tell that if that stinger hits you, you die instantly. Well, like mechanically, you have to make a save versus poison. You have to make a save versus poison or die. That is literally what that stinger does in advanced D&D. You would also know that it can attack with that stinger anywhere in its front arc quite easily, without having to turn around.
And I imagine that includes also behind it.
They tend to prefer biting when on the ground, but generally they fight a lot better in the air. Are you happy with that? Or did you want to make another check for deep lore?
I would like to make another check.
This one will be more difficult by 4.
Wing. Silver.
Yeah.
That's actually it's bronze, isn't it? It's bronze.
Skill
check is bronze.
I'm going to go with 1 or 2 made homes in orc clans, and I watched them kill a lot of orcs. Natural.
Oh, nice! You gonna see if you can roll better?
No, I'm good.
Natural 20. Okay, I'm also going to give you the extremely deep lore for free.
Ooh.
Bring it back into the lights. I still haven't got my dim room eyes yet, which I realise I'm ruining now, but you need to know this. Okay, in combat, a Wurren prefers to be flying and will seize any opportunity to take flight and continue combat. They are highly aggressive and will almost always just attack. If trapped on the ground, it will do a bite of 2 to 16 points of damage, that's mechanics, but its bite is pretty vicious and could easily kill 4 mages all at once. And it will use its stinger, which you have seen. It tends to prefer convenient targets. The tail is very mobile. This one looks a little different in that it has horns on the head and glowing eyes. They normally don't have that. Their eyes are normally like yellow or red or orange, something like that. You know, the evil spectrum. Their venom is highly prized by orc shamans who will give much sugar for the recovery of that venom, because it is, while it doesn't last very long, it is well good for some of their special brews and stuff that they keep to themselves. From the air of the Wurren is far more deadly, you have noticed. You will have also heard expert hunters among the orcs tell that when a Wurren wants to attack and kill, it will glide in silently from downwind without casting a shadow. They are dexterous enough in the air to avoid detection by hiding behind a convenient tree with their native geometry. An extremely dedicated hunter, they make no noise when closing in for the kill, and tend to only roar to scare off people. It's most deadly in that it tends to swoop down and attack with its rear claws. Very adept at scooping people up. Mechanically, this means if it hits you with those, you are grabbed, nothing you can do, no save. Just have good AC. also do things in roleplay like dive out of the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Although it does take them a bit of time to come around for another attack, meaning that in aerial combat they can attack only every other round. But they do get to make 2 of those attacks. Once airborne with its prey in its talons, it will bite and sting them until they stop moving and take them away to eat. You will also probably note that this one seems to be visually very different from normal bird. There's pretty much. Oh, you would also know that they're not easily deceived. Like, they're aware that man-sized things covered in shiny are probably more powerful than they appear. So, but they do tend to prefer easier targets, like, say, helpless cowering orcs.
Or anyone further away from their group.
Or tellers.
Oh, I don't have a tiller mini, but you know.
That's very net positive.
I can't find a mini small enough to fit in the mouth of that mini. Right, so what are you guys doing? Stump, you know all this, by the way, with your ridiculous rolls. I hate you.
Stump's saying anything.
This is hilarious because it looks like I'm getting out of the way of you because I think it's going to hit you. But I'm going to go for the Sulin. It not one fight. Someone be dead already. We should go.
Okay. Did you hear that, Saphira?
It bellows and roars.
If I hear that,
Ned leaning in the direction of Stump and you, who have made some conversation noise, and it like paws the ground, like jerks forward of it. It's like,
back away towards the forest. Split away if possible.
You've got to be joking. That wants a fight. That does.
No, it doesn't. If it wanted a fight, it would have swooped them quietly.
Hunt silent.
No, that would be it wanting to eat. It clearly wants to fight me. It understands my destiny.
I will not stop you if you wish to do it, but I would not advise it.
I'll point
I'm going
to...
to start backing away and encouraging others to.
Alright, she'll charge right at the thing. It'll rear back and do wing beat. This is a constitution check for everybody. If you fail or choose to fail, you are all pushed back 20 feet.
I choose to fail.
But it also knocks you prone, I believe. So
Yes, it does.
I'm going to at least attempt, but it's like one of those, it ain't a big deal if it does not. You're just choosing to fail.
It puts me further back.
Oh, but though this doesn't affect large creatures, so the cart is fine. Zulu, no! Rolls across the ground. Oh, by the
Apparently
way,
it doesn't affect the...
I'm not making a check. She
Would
can fail because I
it
kinda
push
don't
the
want
cart
to fight.
back?
No, apparently
No,
he's
No, the
doesn't work
cart
on
would be
large.
fine because it's large-sized.
also
Xanthus?
got a horse attached to the front, so I guess
It's
that's...
buckled in.
Click.
The seat back would
Did you want us to make any rolls for the other characters?
Oh no, I'm just having them fail.
Oh, okay. So let's push them all back and on their butts.
Well, this is again because, for the record, this is because I did some calculations, and I think this fight should come later, much later. And so long as you don't try and go where it doesn't want you to go, it will chase you off. And later, it will
It just falls back on the...
later it will
car.
kill Tiller, and you'll that will.
The prophecy will be filled.
Yeah, what are you doing now that you're all in a mess and Sphero's sliding along the ground? I don't actually know what you're doing. I don't know if you succeeded or not.
We all
None of us
failed.
succeeded.
Oh, okay. I'll just pick up the minis then. I'm assuming you
Pick up ourselves and...
return back to the tree line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Once it's fairly certain you've left, it'll just fly away back towards those ruins you were heading to. I'll just leave this out because I'm fairly sure you're all gonna be very, very stupid at some point.
We go back immediately.
Let's go back towards the ruins!
Clearly it is gone.
No, I'm actually going to say, I don't think it wants us near those ruins. It's protecting them for some reason. If it wanted us dead, it would have attacked us.
It overlook trees. Ruin must be home.
Who's that? It's Stump. Okay.
Just thinking there in case we...
I know it's hard to know that Stump because it's very rare that it's here.
It's just a little sort of blackish greenish blob to me at the moment.
Have you got the Sulan or? Thanks.
She's hiding.
She's hiding in
Should be a
shadows.
full Heiden's been dead for years, decades at this point. Oh god, near on a century. Oh, by the way, Sam, Sidney Poitier and Bob Saget's dead.
Yeah, I forgot to say about Bob Saget the other day too. Yeah,
Shit.
found in a hotel room.
Yeah, right after a show too.
Yeah.
It's sad to see him go. I didn't think he was funny, but he was one of the few people saying you should be able to have comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still saying.
Jerry Seinfeld's very much the same. It's weird. I don't find him funny.
I don't
he's
find
one
him
of the
funny,
few
but I...
people who's actually going. Comedy's dying because of wokeness, basically.
You can't have inoffensive comedy.
Yeah.
I agree with that, actually. I'm
Gotta
not
offend
necessarily
somebody.
saying you... Okay, well, so you're all back in the tree line. There it is on the map. I'll leave the battle grid on the table because, well, you know.
So how are we going to reach our destination without going through those ruins?
We just go around the tree line. Stay as close to the edge as possible. The ruins are right in the middle, are they?
Yeah.
Right, smack in the middle. So as long as we, I'm only if we stayed on the edge and don't go anywhere near it.
Maybe.
I'm
I'm not saying that.
Is that about like? Is the width there about like a mile or so?
Yeah, right about.
Okay, then maybe that would work then.
I mean, I know it because, like, I've upscaled the trees so you can tell they're trees and not just green.
Yeah.
That's what I
But
figured.
like, so, which makes it look sort of smaller than it is. But like, keep them like you compare the distance it's taken you to travel other
That's-
places, and you put that there. It's like that's a large area.
That's why I figured that'd be about a mile across.
And also, Warrior will just like walk over to you and pick you up by your armor, but you'd be like, "How did you know?"
Me see many times in Orklands. Hear hunters talk. See them kill many orc.
You are going to tell me everything you know about that thing.
I do.
Drag. Alcatraz is like,
What's the matter, jealous?
yes.
Slap him on the back.
His frail elven spine snaps in half.
No, he's not a warrior yet. He's totally gonna be.
That is a bit louder than it's supposed to be because I forgot to edit the sound. Yeah, I
It's
know.
like outside right now.
Yeah, it's sort of just flying around.
It's
in
just
theory.
circling.
So that's going to be a bit louder than it's supposed to be, but just chill out. It's fine.
It's alright. I would be patrolling at the moment.
Right then. All right. So let's just circle around.
Get around the south edge of the.
Well, obviously your
Line.
speed is very slowed because of the cart and the
Even more slowed, yeah.
And of the importance of ranging has become even more important. Obvious. The importance of ranging has become even more obvious. So naturally, with Stump being grilled and quizzed by his powerful captor, who continues to be confused by why would it be try to provoke a fight then if it didn't want one? Like what? Why would it do that? It just seems like it's lying to me.
So it protect home, keep safe.
So yeah, it's on you, pal. You and Tiller. Hey, 10% bonus.
So yeah, we'll find path. That's what we want.
Are you trying to be stealthy about it, or are you...
I'm making it obvious that we're keeping.
So you're not trying a stealth? Because you can't really do both.
Well, I think what you're sort of saying, you're trying to make it obvious to the Warren if it's.
Oh no!
anything
So
else
no.
that we're-
They'll do obvious. No, actually, I'll be hiding in shadows.
Okay.
Yeah. And try to scout around. Hide in shadows. It's a fail.
Alright, you don't know that.
98. Move silently. I'm very silent though.
As far as you know. You don't know what kind of detection abilities them. Remember, the detect noise ability can sometimes reveal a move silently person if the difficulties imposed by the perception class of the enemy trying to do it is...
So, because even with Tiller's 10% bonus, I still just miss out on it. Just miss.
I'll sidle up to Looper and be like, I'm sorry, I know you wanted to visit those ruins, but I think that would be folly at this stage. It's protecting them for some reason.
She just looks down, she's like, there is no hope at all, is there?
There's always hope. As long as you live and breathe, and there's good people out there doing the right things, there's always hope.
How have you survived?
I'm just trying to be better and smarter than my enemies. And not giving up. And Sulin, mostly Sulin.
Ah.
That's mostly supposed to just be a little bit of...
So you have outsourced your greatness to others.
I would like to think that we all complement each other as a team and cover each other's weaknesses.
But you are always swapping insults.
That's just playful banter.
I see. You bastard.
Well,
Am I not doing it right?
oh, I see. One would usually try and be at least a little more insightful and clever than just calling somebody a bastard.
Oh.
So it comes back, you bastard.
You bastard.
The night goes well, Saphiro. You bastard. What the fuck, Sulin? You travel on through the night and soon the dawn comes. It is slow going.
Yeah.
The little rabbit paths, if you will, through the palm forest are not as convenient as you would like. For some reason, it seems not a lot of people travel through here.
We understand why.
Cart's particularly problematic.
It is mainly finding enough room for the cart. Sometimes it is a bit of a squeeze and you've got like big muscular Saphira just like pulling back on a palm just to eke that cart through. It's like, come on, coward, it's just a whirl, and what could possibly go wrong with a nice, plump, delicious, edible horse like you? Come on, pull through. We certainly wouldn't want to have to leave you behind for some reason.
I mean, you do raise a good point. I mean, Eaton's finished her last pig, and she will most likely be getting very, very hungry. Oh, there, Eaton. I'm sure we'll find some more.
That's a problem.
You see jungle pigs.
This is it. There's a desert environment on the other side of this forest. I'm sure there will be maybe spoinks there.
What's a spoink?
It's like a pig,
Oh.
but smaller, and they bounce on their coiled tails.
That's real.
It's not quite as dumb as it sounds, but yeah, it is a thing.
Yeah, that Eaton will soon be entering spoink territory.
I don't know, they sound difficult to catch. So you continue on through the day, never stopping, never surrendering.
We will have to camp at some point.
Stump's never even heard of Knock Coward.
You probably have. I'm surprised you ever heard no coward.
Non-committal noise for a break. Let's mock him anyway. You haven't heard of things people in their 40s have heard of. You stupid young.
Stupid olds.
It'll happen to you.
Yeah.
I like that Mike Stocklasser are currently in the transition process.
He'll still keep savaging the old people.
You got to. It's their fault we have Biden.
Mm.
Yet in the world of Logan's Run, that wouldn't be a problem.
True.
That would push a bit further than we normally would. How close do we get to the? I know one shoots off north again, but
Yeah, you're passing south, right? It was south, or were you going the northern way? Because it kind of doesn't matter until you get to that northern branch if you're going the northern way.
they'll probably go south because we are trying to head to the Fritz Finger. So
Yeah.
You get not very far at all on that map. You're basically just sort of equal with the ruins after your long night's travel.
Can we stop and eat? I'm so hungry.
do you want to set up a fire and track the Warren again?
No.
Good
Sure,
choice.
we've got things we can eat without setting up a fire to cook it.
Have some of those.
Sulan, if you can find a good clearing for us to set up camp, we probably should.
I'm trying to look at the big clearing in front of us.
No, not there. I mean, still in the in the canopy, but
Yes, but to get the carton would be the problem.
yes.
So we'll push further.
Another hour of time passes. Finally, you find the suitable place that meets his high standards of campsite.
Yeah, it's right under the tower.
You can actually see where it is on the map.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we've been travelling for a while. This seems a good place.
We'll make camp here.
No fires. Not that that thing probably doesn't know we're here anyway.
I think the fire will be fine.
If you think so.
If it wanted to attack us, it would have attacked us by now. We're not going out there to the thing, to the tower, so...
Very well, Tiller, you may start your fire.
Get down, get out, quickly gather up some fronds and that for tinder and get his little ember out, and pretty soon there's a fire going. Throws on some logs, get the pot out, get his little sticks with the Y shape at the top out, and that nice metal rod. Nice iron rod on there slices. Pretty soon he's got the pot up and he's starting to cook up some kind of liquidy thing.
How dark is it at this point?
Well, it's in the morning, so it's not dark.
Yeah.
It's daytime.
Are there any trees here that are climbable?
They're palm trees, Ken.
Yeah, no, but I don't know if they're all palm trees or whether there's also mixed in with...
They're palm trees.
Okay. Never mind.
Well, I mean, palm trees are climbable if you know how. But I think someone from your tropical climate, where there are palm trees, would probably not know how to do that.
Oh, no, I wasn't thinking about me. I was thinking about Sulan maybe scaling one and getting a scout from above, but... Everyone would suggest that if there's only
With the
palm
long
trees.
shadows from the early morning passing through, Sulan making her little loop around the camp while people are cooking, making sure it's all safe, out of the corner of your eye, on the sort of eastern part of your, on the western part of your loop.
Yep.
You see him.
Actual
There's
cannibal.
a guy, a human shape, I should say, coming through the forest, right towards where you guys are.
I'll pull back to the camp.
He's pretty fast. He's catching up.
There's someone approaching.
I will get ready for, in case it's a fight. I did.
Everyone's all prepared, weapons bristling.
Stump's hiding behind a palm
Mr.
tree.
Rick gets his larger crossbow out, lumps it on the side of the car. It's just creaking and groaning.
Alright.
It's actually probably just the size of a heavy crossbow for a human. But,
Pretty big for him.
yeah, a man bursts into the small clearing, and he rushes up to Saphira. He's like, I've been looking for you. I've got something for you. Some messages. Looks like you've got some admirers.
Thank you.
I've been looking for you. I've got something for you. A letter. Looks like you've got an admirer. I've been looking for you. I've got something for you. A letter. That'll be 3 coppers.
I've learned now I'll pay with 3 coppers.
Thank you.
Many thanks.
This is normal. What are you talking about?
Just going through all that belonging.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
What?
Any recommendation for which
I
one?
don't care.
Oh, okay. I'll open the singular one first. Ah. I will read aloud first. I have one from Saphira. And now to read it aloud in front of everybody, without pausing it first, to see if this is appropriate or not. As is the style of me reading things. I mean, that's the style of all of us reading things, to be honest. Saphira and heroic allies. I am Saphira. I watch your journey with interest. I'm being kept for my safety here. I am sorry, but I must ask you to win my freedom. I am willing to give you lovemaking, if that is what it takes.
Oh, boy.
Wait, you do that?
I have important work and will sell my soul.
You're not going to answer her.
Oh, this is... Who is this?
Warrior.
Warrior. I'll continue reading for now.
I would think you'd just be interested in the fight rather than forcing your attentions on someone.
I would never force my intentions on someone. I have important work and will sell my soul if I must succeed. I ask for no other commitment from you. After all, you do not trust me. Your friend Roya, in quote marks, is here. We are together here. She seems quite at home and is being wooed by many men, but she is adept at deflecting them, as you know. She has even saved me from the unwanted attentions of a local merchant. Interestingly, the Baron was very, very angry when he heard and had the man punished. The laws, it seems, are very stupid?
Strict.
Oh, strict. Sorry, it's the fault. No, she was right the first time. Do not break the just laws, Saphira. I will not forgive you for breaking any just laws. Saphira. You want me to do all of mine, or do you want to intersperse it with thunder? Fine, I'll do all of mine with one go.
You'd be reading mine anyway, so...
Because Casulan can't read, except Romanian.
No, we already proved that it wasn't Romanian that I could read.